Okay, hello folks. Welcome to today's football predictions of Betcraft. Another very beautiful day, another wonderful Friday morning, and once again we are here, right here with our predictions. As usual, always what we do on a daily basis are looking at football games that are happening across the globe, and we select a few of them. Looked into these ones deeply, and using the historical, results for each of these teams. Using those results to make verdicts on the matches that they're having today. So that's exactly what we're going to do in a short while. So, but we'll be looking at the matches, and we'll be looking at yesterday's games. We saw yesterday we had quite an average outing, seeing that there was 3 games out of the 5 games we predicted actually saw success, and the likes of Bodo Glimt unable to defeat, unable to either win or draw against Tottenham yesterday. But we saw the likes of we saw them defeating the likes of Lazio and Twente in that at that very place in recent times, but couldn't do that against Tottenham yesterday. And also Viborg was unable to turn up against Copenhagen. Ended up being a 1-0 victory for Copenhagen on that occasion. But the other 3 games that we had were actually quite on point. And today we are hoping to also do very well today and achieve a better result. Like I always advise, I always select about 2-3 games, especially when we are having big odds. And today we're going to have a lot of big odds in our predictions today. So sit tight. In a short while, we'll be looking at the matches. But I want to ask those of us who are coming across our video for the first time, if you're yet to subscribe, take out time to hit the subscription button right now so that you will not be missing out on our subsequent football predictions that will always come up on this very station, on the very channel on a daily basis. All right, that being said, without further ado, head to the business of today, and we start with the very first match in Italian Serie B, where we have Cosenza, who will be coming up against Cesena. Okay, for Cosenza, the home side, they've just managed to achieve just 1 victory and 2 draws. They've also lost 3 matches out of the last 6 games that they had so far. On the away side, Cesena winning 1 game, 2 draws as well, losing 3 matches out of the last 6 recent encounters. All right, and when you look at how these 2 teams fared on home and away basis, you can see that Cosenza and the home side have managed 3 victories and 3 draws playing from home. They've also lost 4 games out of the last 10 home games that they had so far. And the away side, on the other hand, Cesena winning 3 games and 2 draws, also losing 5 matches in the last 10 away games that they had. All right, but also bear in mind that the home side Cosenza is already relegated. They are actually the rock bottom team. They've been relegated at the moment, and Cesena will be looking to do very well in this very encounter, to achieve probably a playoff position for for the team. So in this very one, we also know that the last time both teams met, it was Cesena who won against Cosenza by 2-1. That was in December of last year. So in this very one, noting the fact that Cosenza have no need for this very match. We expect to see their wayside Cesena capitalizing on this very one and winning this very game outright. So it is the wayside to win. That's what we expect for this very encounter. Okay, and the next is also in the Serie B, where we'll have Cittadella will be up against Bari. Okay, Cittadella is a team battling relegation. They are currently ranked 19 at the moment in the Serie B, and Bari, on the other hand, also looking for opportunity for a playoff position. All right, and when you look at recent games of these 2 sides, you can see that Cittadella have had just 3 draws and 3 losses in the last 6 matches, and the away side Bari have had 2 victories and a draw, losing 3 matches out of the last 6 games. When you take a look at how they fared from home and away basis, you can see playing from home, Cittadella have had 2 victories and 2 draws, but also lost 6 games in the last 10 home games. And the away side, on the other hand, Bari have had just 1 win, 4 draws, as well as 5 losses in the last 10 away games. All right, and this looking at how they fared on head-to-head basis, you can see it was the last meeting was actually in November of last year, and it was a 3-2 victory for Bari on that occasion. And we know that this very type will always produce goals. So in this very encounter, we are going for a minimum of 2 goals appearing in this very game. It is an over 1.5. That's what we expect for that very encounter. Okay, and the next game that we have for you today is in Austria Bundesliga, where we have Sturm Graz who will be up against Salzburg. And when you take a look at the recent matches for both sides, you see that for Sturm Graz, the home side have had 4 victories out of the last 6 games that they have so far. They've also had 2 losses. And the away side Salzburg have managed to achieve 3 victories and a draw, losing 2 matches out of the last 6 games that they have so far. Okay, when you look at how the 2 teams fared from home and away perspective, you could say that playing from home, Sturm Graz is a side have actually been able to achieve 5 victories and 2 draws. They've also lost 3 games out of the last 6, out of the last 10 home matches that they had so far. And the away side, on the other hand, Salzburg, have had 3 victories and 3 draws, also losing 4 matches out of the last 10 away games, okay? And also, when you look closely at the score line for Salzburg, the last 2 away games that they had, I've seen them scoring, and having a score line of over 2.5 in each of those 2 matches that they had. On home and away, on head-to-head perspective, you can see that the last 5 meetings for these 2 sides have produced so many goals, lots of goals, and we will expect to see a lot of goals here, and over 2.5. That's what we expect for this very game. Okay, the next game that we have is in Egypt Premier League, where we have National Bank of Egypt who will be up against Pyramids FC. Okay, for National Bank, we could see that in the last 6 games for them, it is 3 victories and 2 draws, as well as 1 loss out of the last 6 games. And Pyramid FC having won 2 games and 2 draws. They've also lost 2 matches out of the last 6 games that they had. When you look at how they fared from home and away basis, you can see National Bank of Egypt, the home side, have actually had 5 victories and 4 draws. They've also lost 1 game out of the last 6, out of the last 10 home matches. And away side, Pyramids FC, we know that they're doing very well at the moment. They've actually won 4 matches and 3 draws, having lost 3 matches in the last 10 away games that they had so far. All right, the last away game they had was against Fako, where they lost out by 3 goals to 2 against Fako on that very occasion. But on head-to-head basis, you see that Pyramids have actually dominated this very side in the last 5 meetings. And it was Pyramid FC who have always achieved a victory against the National Bank of Egypt. And the last meeting was actually in March, and it was Pyramid beating this very side by 4 goals to 0. That was Pyramid playing from home on that very occasion. And in this very one, we are expecting that the away side Pyramid to take the day. Also noting the fact that the fiercest rival Al Ali yesterday actually had a victory against their opponent yesterday, so topping the league at the moment. So they'll be looking to win and return to the top spot of Egypt Premier League. So it is Pyramid FC that we side to win out shortly. That's what we expect for that very encounter. All right, and the next is in Cyprus Division 1, where we have Nea Salamis who will be up against Anorthosis. All right, for Nea Salamis, the home side, it is 2 victories and 3 draws, as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games. And the away side, Anorthosis, have won 4 games and lost 2 matches in the last 6 games that they have so far. All right, looking at how the 2 teams performed from home and away perspective, you can see that Nea Salamis, the home side, have won 2 matches and 3 draws. They've also lost 5 games in the last 10 home matches. And away side, Anorthosis, winning 6 games in the last 10 away games. They've also had 3 draws as well as just 1 loss out of the last 10 away matches that they have so far. So when we put all that together, we know that the away side, Anorthosis, is actually in fine form at the moment. Also, the last time they met was actually in January. We saw Anorthosis from away defeating Nea Salamis by 4 goals to 0 from away on that occasion. So Anorthosis have been quite better side, dominating the last 2 meetings, winning on each of the 2 meetings between these 2 sides. So we expect to see the away side, Anorthosis, to actually achieve a result and win out shortly here. It is actually a big odd, but we expect an away win here. So away to win out shortly. That's about it. And that concludes our predictions for you today on Betcraft. So we wish you the very best of luck. I hope your ticket goes green. Also remember to play responsibly, as these are football games. Sometimes it may not be exactly what it presents. Right? Remember to not put everything in one ticket. You can try to split it into 2, 3 together and 2 together. In that way, you are much more guaranteed of always winning with our predictions in this very channel. So that being said, tomorrow is another day. We'll be back with our predictions. Do not miss out. But until that time, keep winning.